Andre Iguodala, the finals MVP who didn't need 20 points, but took the hardest job in basketball. He didn't lead the team in points. He didn't even start game one. So how did Andre Iguodala walk away with finals MVP?
It could have been a lot of these guys, but there can only be one MVP. And this year's MVP is a player who didn't start in a single game until these finals. This year's Bill Russell MVP, Andre Iguodala.
Meet the man who proved you don't need to drop 30 to drop jaws. Iggy wasn't built to put up flashy numbers. He was built to take on impossible assignments and somehow survive them. In 2015, he volunteered to guard a 6'9", 250-pound basketball terminator named LeBron James, and in doing so, he flipped the finals on its head. This isn't a story about buckets. It's about impact, defense, leadership, timing. This is the story of Golden State's secret weapon who became a dynasty's X factor by making greatness uncomfortable. Andre Iguodala, Mr. Do-It-All defensive mastermind, the most reluctant finals MVP you probably haven't given enough credit. Let's get into it. When Andre Iguodala touched down in Tucson in 2002, he was just another promising name joining Lute Olson's Arizona squad. Sure, he'd stuffed the stat sheet in high school, 23.5 points, nearly 8 boards, 4 assists, but no one was penciling him as a future finals MVP. At Arizona, he didn't just flash potential, he refined it. He was 6'6", 207 pounds of pure versatility, with the hops to guard bigs and the IQ to run an offense. He wasn't loud, but scouts noticed. He didn't dominate, but he impacted, and that became his trademark. By 2004, the 76ers made him the 9th overall pick in the NBA draft. The buzz was mild. He wasn't drafted to be a savior. He was brought in to run alongside Allen Iverson and fill in the gaps, and fill them he did. Within a few years, Iguodala had evolved into Philly's top two-way player. He wasn't flashy, but he was consistent. Defense, passing, slashing, he handled the parts of the game most people ignore. But then 2006 happened. Iverson packed his bags, and suddenly the keys to the franchise were tossed to a guy who never asked to be the guy. Most players would have crumbled under that pressure. Iguodala? He turned into Philly's everything. Scorer, defender, playmaker, and team psychiatrist all rolled into one. From 2007 to 2012, he carried Philly like a silent assassin, averaged around 18 to 20 points per game, led the team in assists multiple seasons, and took on the toughest defensive assignments night after night. While critics knocked him for not being that guy, basketball heads knew the truth. Iggy was doing everything. His all-around brilliance didn't go completely unnoticed. In 2011, he made the NBA All-Defensive Second Team, cementing his status as one of the premier perimeter defenders in the league. A year later, he was named an All-Star, his only selection, but one that told a story of years spent doing the hard work nobody claps for. Still, the Sixers weren't moving. Iggy had reached his ceiling there, not as a player, but as a franchise cornerstone. He wasn't built to be the system, he was built to perfect one. So when he got traded to Denver in a blockbuster 4-team deal, it didn't feel like a demotion, it felt like a reset. The 2012-13 season in Denver was supposed to be Andre Iguodala's reset. The Nuggets had big plans. He was brought in as a missing piece to turn a good team into a great one. On paper, the fit seemed perfect. Andre Iguodala averaged 13 points per game, 5.4 assists, and 5.3 rebounds in 80 games. The team won 57 games. He was the veteran heartbeat, calm, smart, and reliable. However, something was missing. Despite the individual success, the team chemistry never fully clicked. The Nuggets lost in 6 games to the Warriors in the opening round of the playoffs, ironically to the very team that would change his legacy forever. Denver threw bags of money at him to stay, but Iggy looked across the bay and saw something different. Golden State in 2013 wasn't the dynasty we know now. They were promising but raw, like a rough diamond that needed the right jeweler. Steph was still labeled injury-prone. Clay was just a shooter. Draymond, barely cracking the rotation. Most veterans would have taken the same money elsewhere, but Iguodala saw the future when everyone else was stuck in the present. His first season was solid but unremarkable on paper. 51 wins, first-round playoff exit. He started every game, averaged under 10 points, and casual fans probably wondered what the hype was about. But those who really knew basketball could see what was happening. Iggy was the missing ingredient in a championship recipe. On defense, he gave Golden State a perimeter stopper they'd never had. On offense, he became the conductor of organized chaos, knowing when to push, when to pull, when to find Steph in traffic or slip a no-look pass to a cutting big man. He was the grown-up in the room, the stabilizer. Then came 2014, and everything changed. When Steve Kerr walked through the door, Kerr took one look at his roster and had a crazy idea. What if we made our former All-Star the best sixth man in basketball? Most vets would have laughed him out of a building. Iggy didn't just accept it, he owned it. That one decision, it changed everything. His sacrifice became the blueprint. Suddenly, Golden State wasn't just good. They were unselfish, balanced, dangerous. And when the playoffs hit, Iggy was about to show exactly how far impact could take you. The 2014-15 Warriors were a machine. 67 wins, best defense in the league, Steph Curry winning MVP while raining threes from the parking lot. They swept New Orleans, survived a war with Memphis, and dismantled Houston to reach the finals. Through it all, Iguodala was the steady hand guiding the ship, veteran leadership, suffocating defense, and that rare ability to make everyone around him better. But he was still coming off the bench, still waiting for his moment. Then the finals arrived. Then came LeBron James in all his 6'9", 250-pound basketball demolishing glory. And that's when Andre Iguodala stepped out of the shadows and into basketball immortality. With Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love watching from the sidelines in street clothes, Cleveland became the LeBron show, and my God, what a show it was. Through the first 3 games, LeBron averaged 41 points, dragging Cleveland to a 2-1 series lead. No one could slow him. Nobody had answers, not Harrison Barnes, not Draymond, not Golden State's entire defensive scheme. So, Steve Kerr made the boldest call of the series. Game 4, Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup. From the second he took the LeBron assignment, the tone shifted. He didn't stop him. Nobody stops prime LeBron. But he made him work, made him uncomfortable. He got in his space, cut off his angles, turned clean looks into tough shots. And on the other end, Iggy came alive, hit open threes, slashed to the rim, ran the floor like he was 25 again. In the final 3 games, the Warriors outscored the Cavs by 59 points when Iguodala was on the floor. He finished the series averaging 16.3 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 4 assists. But none of that really tells the story. His presence changed everything, especially in crunch time. He made LeBron inefficient. He gave the Warriors rhythm. He made defense loud. And then came the curveball, Finals MVP. Not Steph, not Clay, not Draymond. It went to the sixth man who became the solution. Andre Iguodala didn't win because he dominated the box score. He won because he took the NBA's hardest job, leaned into it, and titled the finals without chasing the spotlight. Winning Finals MVP would have been the peak for most players, but for Iggy, it was just the beginning of a bigger role. As the Warriors became a full-blown dynasty, Iggy became the stabilizer, didn't need the ball, didn't want the shine. His value wasn't in volume, it was in timing. A deflection in crunch time, a surgical backdoor cut, the kind of things that rarely make highlight reels, but always show up in film rooms. From 2015 to 2019, Golden State made 5 straight finals and won 3 titles. Steph was the face, KD was the weapon, Draymond was the heart, but Iggy, he was the balance. The vet, the voice, the one Kerr trusted when the house was shaking. Even when the dynasty cracked, when KD left, when injuries hit, Iguodala came back, and in 2022, he helped deliver one more ring. By then, his legs were slower, his minutes reduced, but the trust was still there, and the IQ still elite. In 2023, he called it a career, 4 rings, 2 all-defensive nods, 1 All-Star, 1 Olympic gold, and one of the most surprising Finals MVPs in NBA history. And in 2025, Golden State raised his number 9 into the rafters, not because he led them in points, but because he led them when it mattered most. And that's the lesson. Andre Iguodala didn't build a legacy by chasing numbers. He built it by owning his role, by getting so good at the little things. Every coach needed him, and every superstar wanted him. You don't have to drop 30. You just need a purpose. That's how Iggy made it. That's how you can too. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which player's story should we break down next? Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.